What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rogue Hero here, bringing you guys another discussion topic today. In today's discussion topic, I'm going to be talking about something that's going to help all of us Rogue players out, and that is 5 new cards every Rogue player needs coming out of Blazing Vortex. That's a new set to release next month. Sneak peek should be in a couple of weeks. So this video is definitely going to be catered towards the Rogue player. And honestly, players that are not even Rogue players can enjoy these cards as well. So, with all that being said, let's get into it. Without further ado, let's begin. I'm just going to shoot straight into the video. Starting off with the first card, Pot of Prosperity. Pot of Prosperity is an amazing card coming out of the new set, and for good reason. Pot of Prosperity essentially reads as follows. Banish 3 or 6 cards from your choice from your extra deck face down for the rest of the turn. After this card resolves, any damage your opponent takes is half. Also, excavate cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of banished cards. Add 1 excavated card to your hand. Place the rest of the bottom cards of your deck in any order. You can only activate 1 pot per turn. Now, the reason why this card is obviously good because it gives you power to dig through your deck. What is something Rogue decks have in common that meta decks don't have? Inconsistency. Playing Rogue, for you guys that play Rogue like myself, you guys already know Rogue decks have a problem sometimes just with bad hands. And the benefit of this card is, while you do have to banish cards from your extra deck to use it, you get to select the cards you banish. And there's other supporting cards that came out before already that can support that shuffles your banished cards back into the deck. Heck, even in Heroes, I can bring out Elemental Hero to Shining, and if I banish some Elemental Hero fusion monsters, and when Shining just pretty much dies and go to the graveyard, I can put those fusion monsters back in my extra deck and abuse another Pot of Prosperity again. Pot of Prosperity, I think everyone's pretty hyped for this card. It's not going to be used in a lot of meta decks, more so in the budget/rogue category. 80 bucks on release, 100. Some people are saying 60, but I think this is a card to look out for the near future. Next up, the card I'm going to talk about, number 4, Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. Underworld Goddess of the Closed World is a broken card coming out of the next set. Just like Pot of Prosperity, I can see the card being 80 to 100 bucks on release because of how good this card is. Let's just go over the effect if I can tell you guys what the card exactly does. 4+ effect monsters. So Link 5, one of the best Link 5s that has come out to date. You can also use 1 monster your opponent controls as material to link summon this card. If this card is link summoned, you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. This link summon card is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects unless they target this card. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that special summons a monster from the graveyard, quick effect, negate the activation and destroy it. That's pretty huge. Now, obviously, spamming monsters to the board and then using one of your opponent's monsters to make this card is really good. It really reminds me of when people were side decking in Cyber Dragons back in the day and just linking away your field to make the Cyber Dragon fusion. However, with this card and decks like Heroes and decks like Burning Abyss, this card is going to be huge because of the amount of power it gives you from just offing one of your opponent's cards, and then having the ability to negate special ones out the graveyard is just really good. I think every deck is going to probably run this as a one of. Like in Heroes, you can definitely run this card, especially considering that a lot of the time you have a big board with nothing to do. Now in the Hero deck, unfortunately, you will get locked out of your extra deck because you do have to continuously summon heroes. But in other rogue decks like Burning Abyss, Madolches even, this card is going to be definitely a good pickup for Burning Abyss and other decks like that post Blazing Vortex. So yeah, man, pick this up at your sneak peek, and I'm pretty sure you guys will be really happy for that. Number 3, Heavenly Zephyr Mirador. This, in my opinion, is the most underrated card coming out of Blazing Vortex. Players are saying it's a good card, they just don't know how good it is. Well, in my opinion, this card is going to probably be used in every deck. It's a 3-of, very similar to Evenly Matched when it first came out. Very similar to the other trap negate card that I can't think of right now. Picture will be on the screen, of course. And it's just a solid overall card. It's a hand trap. Like literally, the effect reads: the activation and effects of this card's effects cannot be negated if your opponent special summons a monster with 2,000 more attack from the extra deck except during the damage step. You can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned from the hand, you can target one face-up monster that will special summon from the extra deck. Neither player can activate monster effects while this card is on the field. You can only use each effect of Heavenly Zephyr Mirador once per turn. So essentially it negates a monster that's huge coming from the extra deck, and his effect came in negated. That's the key part to him that I think a lot of players aren't talking about, is because that first line of attack is really huge. The activation and effect of this card effect cannot be negated. So bro, opponent bring out a big boss monster, Miradora. The only problem is, if boss monster have a continuous effect, they can probably run over Miradora. But with the whopping 2600 defense he has, I think it's gonna be something worth to be look out for. Some people are speculating this card might be kind of cheap. Some people said $10. I'm like, what? Yeah, dog, they tripping. Pick this card up in 3. I guarantee you guys will not be regretted. I can almost say, I can probably guarantee you guys as well, when tournaments real life start picking back up, you're gonna see this card in the meta for a long time. So pick up Miradora if you guys want something easy and cool to play that's gonna help you guys out. Number 2, Underdog. Now, Underdog is a card people are thinking it's trash. They think it's not gonna be good. I disagree, man. I think it's a solid card for rogue decks and deck that it's meant for. If you look at the picture and artwork of Underdog, it literally tells you what it's meant for. Beast beatdown decks that were very popular back in the day, especially when we had cards like Skill Drain at 3. Maybe this is a hint. Konami's gonna give us Skill Drain back at 3 in addition to this for more control / negate type of decks. I'm pretty much is praying that does not make sense. But I am really hoping this does not happen. I hate decks that just say you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Even though I'm playing heroes that say you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Underdog reads, during your turn, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls. During your opponent's turn, negate the effects of all face-up monsters you control. So, in old school Beast King, Barbaros type decks, this card would have been really good. People definitely would have ran this in 3 with Skill Drain. It's just an extra negate. It kind of reminds me of Back to Square One. That trap card that pretty much says the monster is special summon to get their effects and put them in defense mode. This card has another interesting dynamic because in beefy beatdown decks, this card's gonna be really good. And just having that extra layer of control / annoyance is gonna be good for your opponent. I think honestly this card is worth picking up at 3. I don't think it's gonna be expensive on release at the sneak peek. However, getting a playset and holding on them is gonna be really good. If you guys want to make a little bit of money, and or if you guys like to play those control / rogue decks in the future, I definitely see Underdog as a card like Goes in Match or Rival of the Warlords, in the sense that this type of card effect is going to be relevant until Yu-Gi-Oh! Dies. You can always float. It might always fluctuate in and out of different formats. So pick it up. You guys want to make some money. Definitely good for the rogue / budget player to troll the meta. And the last card I'm going to be talking about on this list of cards that's going to be a good pickup for rogue players post Blazing Vortex is Greater Polymerization. Greater Polymerization reads, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using 3 or more monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. And if you do, it gains these effects. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects. This card attacks a defensive position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. Now, off the rip, I was like, Heroes has a new toy, yay! But once the hype kind of died down and I kind of looked at this card, it can't be searched by Vion. That's a really big downfall for the card. But outside of Heroes, I don't know what fusion deck is going to be used in. I can definitely see this card being used. If there's ever a fusion monster that says, and you guys can let me know in the comment section down below, that says, cannot be targeted. When you combo that with the effect of cannot be destroyed and trampling, I guarantee you somebody's gonna make a broken deck to abuse this type of card. It might not happen now, might not happen later, may happen a couple of years from now. I think having Greater Polymerization as the rogue player is gonna be a good card to pick up, because it's definitely a card that you can have some fun with. Heck, you can run in the hero. Heroes is looking to be the best deck to play it in if you want to just run a fun little Vision Hero Trinity deck to troll people at locals. But in the actual competitive meta game, cards like this usually come up once or twice at the regionals. It gets people scared and makes people be on the lookout for type of decks like this that just OTKs for days, because it tramples and the monster can't be destroyed by card effects, and that's permanent. So that's gonna be a heck of a monster to get rid of. But so yeah, I think it's gonna be a good card to look out for. I think Konami's gonna really support to further promote that type of card. So this is my 5 cards to pick up for the Rogue player. Post Blazing Vortex at your Blazing Vortex sneak peek. If you guys want more content like that, consider hitting that subscribe button for more, and post in the comment section down below, man, what you guys are excited for from Blazing Vortex. Also, hit that like button. Let's get this video to 100 likes. It really helps the channel out a lot. If you guys are watching this on the premiere, I would encourage you to like the video. And also, if you love it, consider leaving a, super chat to show some love down below. PayPal, Cash App, whatever. Just show support for your boy if you guys want to help me out. All right, man. It's your boy Rogue Hero, and I'm signing out. Peace and stay innovative. Deuces. I'll see you guys in the next one.